morning. My name is Jeremy Wyeth. I'm President and CEO of Treasury Metals. And a couple of weeks ago, we were chatting, and one of the last questions was, what is our news flow going to be over the next while? And we'd spoken a lot about the team we've brought on board and the fact that we are right in the middle of a 60,000 meter drill program. And last week, Friday, we had some really good results, Matt. So I thought it was a great opportunity to bring Maura on and actually take some time and go through these results and how important they are, especially for us in the next 6 months of our program.
Fantastic. Well, welcome back, Jeremy. I didn't think you'd be back so soon, but lovely to see you. And Maura, lovely to meet you. Where are you, Maura?
Thanks. I am actually at the Goldlund site today.
Oh, fantastic.
On the way to Sea Lookout.
Fantastic. How is it up there?
It's a little bit smoky. We have a lot of forest fires in the northwestern Ontario region, so a bit smoky today.
Smoky today. Well, look, that's good. So, Jeremy, before we talk to more proper, just in terms of the first mining shares warrants conversation, I know you guys have been out there talking to the marketplace. How's that going? What's the reaction you're seeing to that story?
Matt, that all happened last week, and it's actually been interesting. Our liquidity has gone up significantly. There's been a lot of interest. We spoke last time about the potential upside or downside of this. It seems to have been reasonably neutral with a lot more buying. And to me, that's positive. I think we've got through, it's always been something that has caused some concerns for people. And I'm really glad that it's over with. And, now we have a solid program for the next 6 months and less things that are worrying people about our stock.
Right. Okay. Well, look, I guess we'll keep tabs with that. And when we see you next, we'll probably know how the market has reacted a little bit more. But I guess the story that we were interested in, obviously, the numbers that you put out last week from the exploration side of things were, well, pleasing, I suspect.
Absolutely. And I'd like Maura to talk to that. Maura's been on board a couple of months now, and it's great having her on board. She knows the region really well. She's grown up in that region, lives in the region. And some of these results are some of the best we've had since we've owned the property. So it's really exciting for us. And again, Matt, it just goes to that whole process of we need to solidify the resource. We need to convert it from inferred to indicated, and we need to expand it. And this goes a long way to doing all of that. So let's hand over to Maura and let her give us an update.
Absolutely. So Maura, lovely to meet you. Can I just ask, before we kind of get into the press releases and some of the numbers and so forth, when I first spoke to Jeremy, he said he's putting together a team of mine builders. They want to get this into production, okay? So what were the conversations that you had before you joined? What did you buy into? And then what have you been tasked to do? And I assure people listening to this, there's no rehearsal to that question. That you didn't know that was coming, right?
No, but that's fine. So when I was speaking with Jeremy about this position, I was very excited. I've been working in northwestern Ontario for my whole career, and I'd actually been to Goldlund before when I was a consultant. So, I was familiar with this property, and I was really excited about the potential. Now that we have this critical mass with both Goliath and Goldlund, we really have the opportunity to grow this project. We have a fantastic 65-kilometer strike length of really exciting geology that's hardly been explored. So, that got me very excited. And having the two deposits, we really have the ability to build a mine here. And I've worked in mining operations, as well as at grassroots exploration. So to have the two together, it was a no-brainer for me to join the team.
Right, fantastic. So how much money is Jeremy giving you to actually do what he's asked you to do?
Well, we've got 10 million to spend in exploration. We're doing 60,000 meters, 30 here at Goldlund where I am today. And we're about halfway through that at this point. Right.
Okay. So you're obviously good for quite a while. So what's the first thing you're going to get focused on? Obviously, tell you what, let's start with last week's results and then talk about what next. Okay. So if you don't mind, what are your thoughts on what you put out?
So last week, yeah, no problem. So last week, we're really highlighting what we're focused on. So we're looking at, infill as well as expansion in these results. So I'm just going to pull up. Some of these results are on zone 1, which is the main zone that's holding up the PEA pit. So you can see the strike there. We have results like 25.9 meters at 5.48 grams per ton. And that's including some nice high grade hits like 1 meter at 76.8 grams per ton and 1.9 meters at 14.95 grams per ton. So it was really nice for us to see that the zone 1 mineralization is as it was described and as expected. I mean, we just picked up the property in the fall, so it's really nice to touch and feel the main zone and see that it's, to be expected. We also had results like 14 meters at 2.83 grams in zone 1. So that is great. That's just what we want to see on our infill. We can use that for metallurgical results as well, so that's fantastic. But what gets me excited is the additional results in zone 4. So you'll see that in this release here in July and in the past release as well. We were really focused on expansion right around the main PEA pit. So zone 4 sits just in the footwall to zone 1. It's about 80 meters behind zone 1. And it's just on the edge of the main PEA pit. So results like 26 meters at 2.94 grams per ton, including a few high grade hits like 1 meter at 63.5 grams per ton and 1 meter at 8.08 grams per ton. So those are the kind of results we want to see. We like the strike length here we have as well, with 8.9 meters at 1.16 grams per ton. So, this is what we want to see. And if we look at how it sits compared to last month's results, we're really expanding. The yellow and the red are this month and last month's results, really around that main PEA pit.
Interesting. Okay. And so that's what we can expect to see a lot more of the rest of this year, is it? The infill and
for the rest
expansion.
Of this, yes, absolutely. So we want to infill and test the zones that we are going to be, mining, as well as expand and grow the resource. We want those pits to be bigger.
Right. Okay. Well, I know this was a quickie to introduce Maura. Maura, great to meet you. It'd be nice to see more of these results coming out, as and when, because I think one of the big things the market's been saying to Treasury is more news, more regularly, please, because I think you guys are mind builders. I think you prove that. But you now got to kind of, deliver by communicating to the market as well, and letting them know how you're progressing. So appreciate the call today. Thank you.
Thanks, Matt. Always a pleasure to chat with you. I think the important things to take away here, critical mass, we will be building this 60,000 meter drill program. Teams being brought in to build it. We're ready. And we're now starting to see the results that we spoke about at the beginning of the year. So for us, great to be part of this. Great to see it happening. We've got Maura on board. She's actually having a really great time. We're hiring more geologists than I think we've ever had on this project. But that's all where we need to go in order to build it. So all very positive. We through the overhang, which is positive for me as well. We can now start moving forward without having that encumbrance that was concerning people. So looking forward to bringing you more of this.